later on this afternoon. Attached to that recording is a quick survey. We value your opinion as WGU students and alumni, so if you could just take the time, fill it out. It should take you no more than 2 minutes. The chat is open. As you have seen, if you've shared where you are calling in from, the chat is open. We will have a designated Q&A at the end of the session. So I would say, hey, if you have questions, maybe hold off on those until the end. We'll be able to get those answered for you. This is one session, part of our larger career quest that's taking place over the month of January and into early February. So if this is your first session, or maybe you've already attended a few, definitely check out those other opportunities. Great way to connect directly with recruiters, or in this case, connecting with individuals like Sean and Emma that are going to be discussing the Adobe digital experience. So from here, what I will do is I will pass it over to Sean. The floor is yours.
Hey, thanks, RJ. Appreciate it. I'm really excited to be with you all from Western Governors University. This is the second Career Quest event that we've done in the last 6 months or so, and it's always a great turnout from WGU. So I love doing them, and we'll probably make that a regular thing. So it's great. As mentioned in the chat, I'm actually located just outside of Salt Lake City, Utah. Emma is in Maryland, and she will be in the chat answering questions that you might have. Nick, I'm not sure if Nick is in yet or not, but Nick Hilton should be in as well. And Nick is also in Utah, and we live about an hour away from each other. So the two of them, Emma and Nick, will be in the chat. So if you do have questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. If there are questions that maybe they want to address to me, we'll have a couple of spots during the presentation where we can pause and take some questions, and then also afterwards. So some of you may have noticed as you came in at the beginning of the chat, I put a quick question up there. I just asked, what is digital experience? And the reason I asked that question is because this is something that has become a buzzword and a huge deal in the tech industry, digital experience. But not a lot of people know what it is or kind of understand what that terminology means. And we're going to get more into that as we go along. But I'm going to take myself off video now, off the camera, and we'll just jump into this presentation. I've got a few videos that I think will be of interest to you, and a lot of good information about Adobe Digital Experience Cloud, and our certification program that we are specifically targeting university students for. Okay, first things first, I would like to play a video from one of our customers, Delta Airlines, who I'm sure all of you have heard of and have probably flown a Delta airline flight at some point in your life. Delta is going to talk a little bit about how they use Adobe Digital Experience tools to help provide a better and more personalized digital experience for their customers. So let me get that video pulled up here real quick.
An airplane, it is me time.
Maybe learn another language, binge watch.
By nature, travel has just so much optimism in it, and I love that.
Our ambition as a brand is not just to be the leading airline in the world, but to be the leading customer experience brand.
We want the interactions that customers have with us to be one click, one platform, one source of truth.
The digital experience is as important as the physical and human experience.
How do we recognize it's someone's birthday and we wish them a happy birthday when they walk onto our aircraft?
It's not just an email platform about an offer. It is about making that interaction and that travel experience at the gate and then on board the aircraft better.
We have the app, we have the website, we have the kiosk, we have the onboard in-flight entertainment screen. All of those channels need to be synchronous. At every touch point, they feel like Delta knows who they are. Delta Sync is creating a digital environment that is compelling for the customer and then capturing the data on the back end.
The more we have the intelligence that we rely on Adobe to bring us, the more we can build a connected journey.
We know our customers are evolving, so we're looking at their behaviors and what they're doing with other brands and how they're engaging and interacting with our brand. So we're creating and developing content and iterating in real time.
1, 2, 3, and
We know through the analytics, they're booking some sort of a leisure vacation, but they're falling out of the process, and we can see that.
When we send them a notification, how effective were we in getting the action done?
What's really exciting is we have this ability to test and learn that much faster and do so at a scale that's unprecedented.
Delta as a brand is showing up in a similar, consistent way time and time again. It builds trust, it builds loyalty, and Adobe is the foundation that allows us to enable that.
Experience is the difference. How can we bring in better tools and technology and skill up our talent? What can we do next? Gen AI just takes it to the next level and allows us to think beyond what we could have even imagined.
We want to connect the world, and we want our customers to trust that there is no better option than Delta to do that.
Okay, so hopefully that gave you a little bit of a background there on what Adobe digital experiences are and how customers like Delta use them. So to kind of answer the question that I asked earlier, and you'll have to forgive me because I can't see the chat right now, but Nick and Emma are hopefully in there and answering any questions you have about that. But in what digital experience is how a customer interacts with the brand digitally. So when you go online and interact with Delta or Nike or Facebook or whoever it might be, how do you feel about your digital experience, your digital interaction with that company? So what we're going to talk about today, and I want to make this really relevant to all of you as you are university students. Some of you are probably getting close to graduation. Some of you have probably already graduated. The reason that we're here today is to help you get a better idea of how you can become more marketable and how you can increase your own personal brand with companies like Adobe and Adobe partners and Adobe customers like a Delta, for example. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through briefly just kind of the history of Adobe, talk about our story and where we started, where we're at today. We're going to talk about what different opportunities are available in digital experience. I'll give you an idea of kind of what we see as the ideal curriculum, student profiles for our programs. And we're going to introduce you to the Adobe DX certification program, the learner journey, and what kind of opportunities are available there, and how to get trained and certified. So we'll take you in and do a quick demo on our certification site to give you an idea of how you can leverage that to build your resume and help yourself kind of on your career journey here. So this slide kind of goes through the history of Adobe. We were started in 1982 by John Warnock, and I have a decent idea of the history, but you know, Adobe produces all these really cool videos, and one video that I came across a little while back is one of our program managers going through the history of Adobe. Her name is Megan Draper, and so I want to play this video for you, a couple minute long video, give you an idea of what where Adobe started and kind of where we're at today. And let me share real quick. Okay.
Today, the idea of being digital first, moving to digital, is really widespread and universally accepted, but it wasn't always this way. The world has definitely changed, and Adobe has been at the forefront of that change from the beginning. Beginning in 1982, our founders, Chuck Geschke and John Warnock, helped lay the foundation for the desktop publishing revolution when they introduced Adobe PostScript. This provided a radical new way to accurately print text and images on paper. Later, Adobe evolved to desktop software with products like Photoshop, Illustrator, and Acrobat. And then they moved to desktop plus interactive web with Dreamweaver and Flash. As you can see, they were at the beginning of this digital transformation. Now, in 2009, Adobe went into digital marketing. And this is where we've started to demonstrate our commitment to building the broadest, most comprehensive customer experience management offering available. Just look at the last 13 years. All of our acquisitions and product development to date are meant to build a comprehensive stack of technology that provides an end-to-end customer experience management, or the ability to meet our customers' digital experiences from the moment we interact with them all the way through purchase. We started with Omniture and Day Software. We bought Neolane, and most recently Marketo and Magento and Workfront. All of these are now being transformed to work together and provide customer experience management at scale. We most recently launched the Adobe Experience Platform with new platform native applications and services, all the while continuing to work to integrate all of our technologies so that we have the best technology stack on the market. As you can see, we take our mission seriously, and we work to help enterprises digitally transform as their customers' needs change and evolve. And we're not done. We will continue to work on this technology stack to continue to meet the ever-changing needs of our customers.
Okay. So I think Megan does a really great job there of kind of giving you a little bit of an idea, background of where Adobe began, and then kind of the evolving changes that happened with Adobe. I'm part of that change personally. I don't know if you were listening, you may have heard one of the companies that Adobe purchased about 4.5 years ago was a company called Workfront. I worked at Workfront for nearly 10 years prior to the Adobe acquisition of our company. And the reason that they acquired the company is because Adobe has gone fully in on digital experiences, and Workfront is a work management platform, mostly used by marketers and some engineering departments to create and help their workflow. And so yeah, it's a large company. We've acquired a ton of different software tools. We've acquired a number of different companies over the years and have really gone fully in on digital experience. You may have heard Megan mention in that video a few of the tools or software products that Adobe owns and you know, markets out there. Some of them you've probably heard of. If I were to take a guess, I would say that most of you have heard of Adobe Creative Cloud and have probably even used some of Adobe Creative Cloud's offerings. That is the area where most people have really Adobe's done a really great job of saturating the Adobe Creative Cloud products into the market. They have, deals with K through 12 and a number of universities for students to be able to use their products for free. Some of the Adobe Creative Cloud products that you may have heard of are things like Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro. And so, again, when people think about Adobe, that's really where I think most people's minds go to is Creative Cloud. But in reality, Adobe's made up of 3 different sets of software products. Creative Cloud is just 1/3 of Adobe's software offerings. You may have also heard of some of the software tools that make up Adobe Document Cloud. Those are things like Acrobat, DocuSign, PDF, right? So these are tools that you've likely used before and are, well aware of. What Emma and Nick and myself are representing is the third of the company that makes up Adobe Experience Cloud. This is where our digital experience products live, is within the Adobe Experience Cloud set of tools. Now, you may or may not have heard of all the Adobe Experience Cloud software tools. Are not as well known as Creative Cloud and Document Cloud. And one of the main reasons for that is because Experience Cloud tools are generally used by customers and partners within their everyday business, their business offerings, right? So they're not necessarily something that you are going to go out and purchase or use on your own. But as you get employed by a Delta or a Nike or, one of these types of companies that is a customer of Adobe and Adobe Experience Cloud, you would likely have to learn how to use Experience Cloud tools. So what are they? They really make up, there's 11 different Experience Cloud products that make up this suite of tools. They fall into 3 boxes: content, commerce, and workflows, which includes Adobe Experience Manager or AEM, Adobe Commerce, and Adobe Workfront that I mentioned a couple of minutes ago. Also, data insights and audiences. We have 4 different software products that fall into that category or bucket: Adobe Analytics, Adobe Customer Journey Analytics, Adobe Real-Time CDP, and Adobe Mix Modeler. And then also Customer Journeys bucket includes these 4 software products: Adobe Journey Optimizer or AJO, Adobe Marketo Engage, Adobe Target, and Adobe Campaign. To give you a little bit better idea of how these products are used and give you a little bit of a background on that, I want to play a quick video. This just comes from our own Experience Cloud website, and we'll kind of explain that a little better than probably what I did.
Adobe knows that great experiences fuel great businesses. That's why we built Adobe Experience Cloud, a comprehensive set of digital experience tools to help you give your customers exactly what they want, exactly when, and how they need it. It's about turning complex data into unified profiles for real customers in real time. It's about taking your assets from "where did we put that?" to "I know just where that is," and personalizing them for millions in milliseconds. It's about keeping your workflows connected across the table or across the world, and optimizing your creative assets across the entire customer journey to get the highest performance possible, both online and in product. It's about using your customer insights to grow their trust and your business, through the experiences you create. And whether your customers are individuals or businesses or both, it's about building tailored digital storefronts for all of them, in their language, in their currency, all from the same platform. Whether you're a company making silicon chips or a restaurant serving a side of chips, we help you turn data and content into experiences, and experiences into lifelong customers. That is Adobe Experience Cloud.
Okay. So hopefully that gave you a little bit better idea of what is trying to be accomplished by the Experience Cloud set of tools. Again, I came from the Workfront, from Adobe Workfront, and I can just tell you personally, I have a background in project management and program management. And Adobe Workfront was really a lifesaver for me personally because it allowed me to be able to manage my work much more succinctly, and allowed me to be more detail oriented. And it also made me look good in front of my supervisors because I was able to create pretty reports and dashboards and was always up to date on what was happening, with my work. And um, so there are hundreds of recognizable brands that use Adobe digital experience products to help them create and deliver rich, personalized experiences to customers. A few of them are just listed below here on our brands, but this isn't even breaking the surface. But these are maybe a few brands that you've heard of that are customers of Adobe Digital Experience. And Adobe has been recognized as a leader in this area. So we show up regularly every year on the Gartner and Forrester sites and awards. And so Adobe is really kind of at the forefront of digital experience in this area. Okay, real quickly, I want to play this video. This is one of our partners, a gentleman named Hassan Elkami. He works for a company called Lim Media. He's a digital experience partner of ours based out of New York City, and I've done quite a bit of work with him. He's helped run some university programs for me in Egypt and different areas of the world. And so this is Hassan talking a little bit about the need for digital experience talent.
There's a need for talent in the region. There's opportunity, but not enough people to help take that forward. This program is going to help us accomplish that goal. To make it easier for customers in the region, partners, and prospects. The number one goal, without a doubt, is the student and education. Opportunity will come. We have opportunity. We need the talent. But it's very important that we always keep the student top of mind. We're doing more than just the hard work. We're doing the good work here. This is the right thing to do. There's opportunity to be had, and again, not enough talent to take it forward. And the region can use it, truly. Because if I'm looking to build something for my company, I want you to be able to understand my perspective and my customer's perspective and my team's perspective for that matter.
Okay, so before we move on real quick, I want to just pause here for a minute and see if there are any questions that have come through. Emma and Nick, if there are any questions that you want to have addressed to me, this would be a good time to do that.
I don't see any from the chat, Sean, but if we want to give people some time to put any questions in the chat that they have so far, yeah, we could maybe take a minute to do that.
Great. Yeah, let's do it.
I think we just got our first question, Sean. Claire's asking, while the Creative Cloud is more for the front end purpose, digital experience is more for the back end. Would that be accurate?
Yes and no. Digital experiences are really both front end and back end, right? We'll get into that in a few minutes in the presentation, but yeah, real quickly, there are a number of different types of people who use Adobe digital experience products, right? And they run the gamut, like a designer, marketer, they're really doing front end type work, right? But then you also have developers and architects and software, or excuse me, system administrators and people like that who, would be doing more back end work, right? So it's really kind of both. Great question. My favorite tool that Adobe offers, well, I'm I'm probably the wrong person to ask this to because I'm very you know, I come from a Workfront background. I was a Workfront administrator, system administrator for several years. I did Workfront implementations for several years, and so I'm a little bit biased in that area. I loved Workfront. I still use Workfront, even though I'm not an administrator anymore. But there are other tools. I mean, I'm not an analytics person, but there are great analytics tools for people who love data and analytics, like Adobe Analytics and CJA, right? So customer journey analytics. I've also have a little bit of a soft spot for RTCDP, real time customer uh, uh, customer programs. I mainly because I did some training in RTCDP, and if you're not really aware of what RTCDP is, it's kind of a big brother tool, right? So when you go on the internet and do maybe you're planning a trip to Hawaii or something like that, and you do a Google search on best places to to eat in Hawaii, and then for the next 6 months, whenever you go back into Google, it just keeps popping up Hawaii, recommendations for different things, right? That's kind of what RTCDP is all about. It's for marketers, and it allows them to be able to put relevant marketing opportunities in front of people based on their online searches. Kai, where would Adobe XD fall into this? I believe XD is a Creative Cloud tool. Is that right, Nick? Do you?
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
yep, that's accurate. Yeah, that falls in the Creative Cloud suite, kind of like with Illustrator, Photoshop, all that. hmm
Yeah, Melinda, absolutely. I mean, Adobe Experience Cloud software products are used by, you know, basically every industry out there, right? In fact, I know for a fact that the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA uses Workfront. They have thousands of Workfront licenses. And so, I just know that because I have a coworker who implemented the FDA several years ago on Workfront. So yeah, I mean, it's certainly our tools can be used by just about anybody, any industry.
And I'm gonna actually add to that as well. You the question around favorite product in the suite, and I think that is kind of a loaded question because I think it just depends on who you ask because this product suite kind of targets a lot of different job roles. Like if you're a digital marketer, or if you're a developer, or if you're a small business owner, you know, the suite has something for you. And like for example, Adobe Experience Manager, it's manage your content and manage your sites. It just makes it easy to do that just in one place. If you're a digital marketer, you want campaign and email automation, that's for you. Adobe Analytics, RTCDP. There's just so much in the suite. for enterprise users. And so depending on your job role is gonna be which product is your best friend, essentially.
Yeah, thanks for that, Nick. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I think we have a couple more questions, but we have some material we need to get through. Make sure that we're done by the top of the hour. So Emma, Nick, if the two of you want to, try to answer some of those questions in the chat as best you can, uh, then we'll go ahead and move on. And then if there's anything you want to save for the end, we can do that.
Sounds good.
Okay. So some of you may be asking, like, well, this is great. I'm learning a little bit about the Adobe and Adobe digital experiences, but what's in it for me, right? Um, One of the reasons that we're doing this and that our outreach program exists is because we have about 4,500 digital experience partners who have a need, as Hassan mentioned in his video. Many of these partners have actually come to us and shared with us that there is not enough talented, certified individuals, right? So we don't have enough certified talent to be able to fill all of the job opportunities that are available out there for Adobe digital experiences. Now, when I say job opportunities, I'm not just talking about Adobe itself, right? So I'm hoping to kind of help you get out of the mindset of I'm just targeting Adobe, right? And that's great if you are, because Adobe is a great place to work, you know. And if there are job opportunities at Adobe, then absolutely, by all means, you should go for it, right? But I'm hoping to kind of open your horizons a little bit here to what we're talking about. So we're not just looking to fill positions at Adobe. We have 4,500 digital experience partners who are looking to fill positions, right? With people who are certified in Adobe digital experience software tools. We also have thousands of customers who use Adobe digital experience software tools and also need people to help fill those roles. To give you an example, I have a neighbor who lives across the street from me, and it's an example of why getting certified in an Adobe digital experience product, it could really help enhance your career. My neighbor across the street works for one of the largest employers in the state of Utah. He came to me. I was talking to him not too long ago, and he knows I work here at Adobe and had worked at a Workfront, and he mentioned to me that you know anytime he needs to fill a position, if there's a resume that comes in and it shows that somebody has experience in Adobe Workfront or is certified in Adobe Workfront, that resume automatically goes to the top of the pile. And the reason for that is because it takes a company quite a while to train people on some of these products. Um, for example, for me, when I first started at Workfront years ago, I had to learn the Workfront product. Um, after a couple of months, I felt okay with it, but I was by no means an expert, right? It generally takes somebody 4 to 6 months of saturation in a product like that before they could actually call themselves an expert and feel really comfortable using the product. And so what this does is it really saves companies a lot of time and effort and money spent on training new employees on how to use these products, right? And research shows that individuals who are certified can expect to earn more money in their careers, right? Anywhere from 5 to 20% above the average starting salaries for certified individuals. And many of our certifications actually show up on the IT Certification Magazine survey report every year. I know this is hard to read. It's pretty small print, so I don't expect you to get a magnifying glass out, but I've included this in our index of material, and so I can send this out to you. But the IT Certification Magazine lists several of our certifications, specifically around AEM, um, as some of the highest paying certifications in the industry. So these are not just great certifications to help you, kind of get a job, but once you do have a job and are certified in one of these Adobe Experience tools, digital experience tools, it helps you, raise your salary as well. All right, so who are we looking for? Really, I want to be somewhat careful about this because in reality, we're looking for anybody who has an interest in getting certified in an Adobe digital experience um, software tool. We're mainly targeting senior level students and graduate students with who have bachelor's degrees or master's degrees in the following degree areas. But again, I don't want you to feel like if you don't have a degree in computer science or information systems or marketing technology or IT or data, that eliminates you from being able to take courses and get certified, right? It doesn't. We've just found that most of our certifications are kind of, you know, uh, targeted towards these types of degree field. But really, anybody who is technically inclined and just frankly interested in getting certified is welcome to do it. Okay. It's open to everybody. Um,
Sean, can I just add one thing
yeah, go ahead,
right
Nick.
there? Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna say, you said mainly senior or graduate students is the target, but I would say also anyone that is studying right now is also good for you to kind of get ahead of the game, and get certified, get a little bit educated in some of these products, get your hands wet, and get certified to set yourself apart when it does come down to your senior year or graduation. You'll be ahead of your peers and ahead of the competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that,
That's
Nick.
all. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I hesitate because I don't want people to think like, oh, if I'm not a senior or if I haven't graduated or I don't have one of these degrees, that kind of eliminates me. It absolutely does not. So, as Nick said, even if you're a first or second year student, it really is, these are available to you. So, thanks, Nick. One of the other things that you might ask yourself is, how do I know which certifications are actually right for me? And I know we had a question or two about that. As you get in, and we're going to do a demo here on the certification site in a minute, so this will make a little bit more sense for you in a minute here. But there are really three different types of certifications that we offer. Okay, one of those is what is we term as a business practitioner. Really, all that means is, these are people, as I mentioned earlier, who might be they might be designers or marketers or project managers or product managers, or just really anyone who's asked to work in or use one of our software products, right? So you don't necessarily have to be, a technical expert or anything like that in order to get a business practitioner certification. These are really for people who just want to learn the product. You want to learn how it works, make yourself more dangerous in your career, right? And be able to put on your resume and say, yeah, I'm certified in this product or that product, right? And I can use it if you need me to. We also have developer certifications. These are generally targeted or geared towards people who are, you know, probably more of your like computer science or IT type, you know, degree fields, right? So these are people who are going to be like software developers, software engineers, web designers, you know, folks like that, web developers who can get in and actually develop the tool itself. So when you get into the certification website, you'll see that there are a number of certifications that are specifically targeting developer certificates. We also have architect level certifications. Generally, an architect is going to require you to have extensive knowledge in a tool. So these are these are going to be people like system administrators, consultant, implementation, configuration consultants, software architects. These are people who are actually like designing and implementing the tools and solutions with an actual customer, right? So, how much experience you need, it's hard to say. Everybody learns, everyone picks up things a little bit quicker, a little different than others. For me, when I was learning Workfront, it was probably a good year or so of using the tool every day before I would have felt really comfortable being a system administrator of the tool or, implementing a large company or something like that. Right. Okay, so why should this interest you? Well, we've talked about some of this already, but the main things are that this helps you to build your personal brand, right? What you're doing with an Adobe certification is you're building your career brand. You're building your resume, and it will allow you to increase employment opportunities, not just with Adobe, but with Adobe partners and Adobe customers. You'll also become part of the Adobe certified ecosystem, which comes with a lot of cool benefits. We offer, for example, free training courses. So all of our courses leading to certification are free of charge. Anyone can take them. You can take as many as you want. You can go at your own pace, right? You can roll through one in one day, or you could take 2 months to go through one. It's really up to you. But we offer free training courses. Once you complete a certification, you'll be able to share that, or a course, you'll be able to share that, on your social media, LinkedIn, things like that. We offer free practice tests with coaching for these courses as you prepare yourself to get certified. We offer support for learners in our program, free certification renewal. And we also offer discounted certification costs for students. So some of you may be asking, well, how much does it cost to do an Adobe Digital Experience certification? For a normal individual going in and taking a certification, it generally is going to cost $125 to do a certification, which in reality is super cheap. To give you an idea, I got certified as a PMP, or project management professional, about 12, 13 years ago. And that whole certification, that course and certification cost me somewhere in the area of about $1,800. And that was 12 years ago. So I imagine it's a lot more than that now. But yeah, so we've tried to keep our certifications reasonable and affordable for people. But also, as a student, if you use your .edu email address, we have arranged to be able to provide students with a discount on these certifications. So we're providing a 50% discount to students. And so generally, if you do the math on that, you can take a certification for $67.50, something like that. So really very cheap for what what you actually get out of that. And why is this important to Adobe? Well, I've mentioned it, a couple of times here today, but our partners are really, they need more talent. Our digital experience partners that we work with right now are when they need to hire somebody, a certified individual, they are generally just poaching from each other. Okay. Um, we're really behind in the amount of certified individuals that we have worldwide, and so we need to try to increase that number and allow our partners and our customers to be able to actually hire certified individuals. And that's why we're here, because we want to make sure that you guys get this information, that you understand how it might help you progress in your career, and what sorts of doors, employment wise, this will open for you. We have a couple of promises for those who go through our certification program. We provide accessible learning. So as I mentioned, all of our courses are free and on demand. You can take them online at your own leisure. Okay. We also offer great community engagement. So as you'll see in the certification site, we have a robust community forum with experts and other certified individuals who you can bounce ideas and thoughts and questions off of, and just network with. We also offer academic partnerships, and we have a number of universities that we partner with, and we'll continue to partner with. Our certifications are recognized and they're credible. So if you go out there and put them on your resume or on your LinkedIn, your social media, these are recognized, credible certifications. And we also offer advanced courses like boot camps and things like that if you're seeking expert level certifications. Real quickly, before we go into the certification site, I want to give you just a quick breakdown of the different types of courses that are available. So as you go into the cert site, you'll see some courses that are found, what we call foundational courses. These are generally the purpose or idea behind these is to mainly just give you an introduction to the product itself. Okay. Give you a better understanding of what the product actually does, how it's used, why it's important. Those courses are again online, they're free, and they generally are going to take anywhere from an hour to 2 to maybe 3 hours if you go through it pretty, thoroughly, right? Our professional training courses that prep you for certification exams, the professional certification exams, are also online. They're free. These are generally a little longer. They're going to take you most of them are about 10 to 15 hours worth of material. Okay. So most people, if you're a real go-getter and you just want to get it done quickly, you could do it in 2 or 3 days time, or you can take your time. We also offer expert level training courses. Those expert level courses are generally fee based, so they're not necessarily free. They may be things like a boot camp or a virtual learning opportunity, right? And those are generally going to be like 3 to 4 day type type learning. But again, that's down the line. That's if you've become certified, you have some experience in a system and a tool, and you want to become an expert in it. Okay, so let's get into the cert site here for a minute. We have about 8 minutes left, and I want to make sure I leave a little bit of time for questions. So if you would take a minute and go ahead and pull your QR scanner out. There's a QR code here on the page that I'll leave up for a minute, or you can just go to the certification site itself, which is certification.adobe.com. And I'll give this just a minute here to let people scan that or go to the site. The first thing you'll notice as you go in, and I'm going to stop sharing this screen real quick and share the certification site screen. Give me just a second here. Okay. As you go in, you will all notice that you have a little blue button here that says sign in. You can do that right now if you want, or you can do it later. But what that sign in button is doing is basically asking you to create an Adobe ID. Okay, so not a big deal. It just puts you in the system. It'll ask, your name and email address, things like that. But it allows you to create an Adobe ID, and then you'll be able to sign in and get access to everything in this cert site. I'm already signed in, so I want to just take 2-3 minutes here, give you a brief overview of what's in this certification site and kind of what's coming to it. So first thing that you'll notice is there's a courses drop down, right? So within the certification site, you can see the course catalog. So this will show you all of the different, Course Home shows the new courses that we've added recently. But if you go into the course catalog, this will give you access to all the Adobe digital experience courses that are available, right? So we have foundational courses, professional business practitioner courses, developer professional courses, right? So we're not going to we don't have enough time to go in this too deeply, but as you click on one of these courses, the learn more option, it'll give you more details about what this course is. You can see this one's an hour and 15 minutes, and you can just take the course right through here, right? And then once you're ready to become certified, this will provide you with more certification details. The certification drop down is similar to the course drop down in that you can go in and see a catalog of all of the different certifications that are available. Again, this will, as you hit the learn more button, this will walk you through how to get certified. Let's just let that authenticate. The cost, right? What's the passing score for this certification? So there's a lot of really good information on here. It will give you details of the exam, how to take the course, how to study for the course, how to schedule a certification, etc. Right. We also have a really great community forum on here, and so this is, as I mentioned, a place where you can come in and connect with subject matter experts and other certified individuals, and network and ask questions and things like that. So really great opportunity to kind of build your online presence there. We also have a number of how-to videos, FAQs, and this is an area where you can contact us if you have support questions, support needs. One other really cool area of the certification site under my account is and what this will do is will show you a dashboard of all of your progress and like upcoming certifications and certifications you've completed and courses you've completed and things like that. So I'll just show you mine, for example, as I go under certifications here. I have one certification, and it's the Adobe Workfront Core Developer certification, which you can see is expired almost a year ago. So I'm still an expert, and I still consider myself with the certification, but I need to get that renewed. And so it renews every 2 years, and I just need to go in and schedule sometime and retest that. So. Okay, I know that was really quick. I would encourage or invite all of you to go to this certification site, certification.adobe.com, and explore in there. Explore what that might have to offer to you. And again, before we take questions, I just encourage you to consider doing an Adobe Digital Experience certification, because it will allow you to enhance and improve your career opportunities. And it's going to open the door to you for not just Adobe, but like thousands of other customers who use Adobe Adobe products, right? Here are a few links for you. I will send out the presentation sometime today or tomorrow. But one other link that you may be interested in is this careers.adobe.com link. There's a university page on that link that will allow you to be able to get alerts for jobs and internships and things like that. One other thing I failed to mention on the certification site, and since I have Nick here, Nick and I are actually working on adding some another page to that certification site that will be specific to university students. So look for that down the road. That's probably a few months down the road, but that's definitely coming, and will provide you with some really good targeted information for certification specifically for college students. Okay, I know we just have a minute or two, but if we have any questions, Emma or Nick, that you'd like to address to me at this point.
Yeah, just a couple of important things I just want to reiterate. I did drop in the chat. The one final step after you create an Adobe ID and get into the portal is if you can go into your profile, and there's going to be a question that asks which designation best describes you. Please select student there. This will help us with tracking and be better to target, different promotions to you guys. And then the last thing is to get that student discount, don't forget you're going to have to reach out to our support, and we have a student discount code that we can give out. So you can use the contact us page there and just, type a little message that you're looking for student discount. I believe it's on the drop down as well. And then our support team can give you that discount code. And that was all. I didn't see any other unanswered questions, Sean, unless anything's come in the last minute. No, I don't see anything else. Nick, unless you have anything.
Nope, I think you've covered it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody's time today. I hope this was informative and helpful for you. I know we're a minute over time, so I will go ahead and hand this back to RJ. In the meantime, I'm going to put a link to our university URL, or excuse me, university email. And so if any of you have any questions, feel free to email at askdxcert@adobe.com. I monitor that pretty regularly, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have in there, and we'll send out some follow-up material from there as well.
Awesome. First, Sean, Nick, Emma, thank you so much for jumping in, sharing valuable information with our WGU populations. Just a reminder, the session was recorded. That will be sent out later on this afternoon. Keep an eye out for that, along with the survey also attached to that. We would appreciate you fill that out. But again, thank you, Sean, Nick, Emma, for jumping in and sharing. We certainly appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of the day. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.